Sir Edward, and it's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship, and I'd like to congratulate my honourable friend for, my honourable friend for Cardiff West for securing this important debate. Let's be very clear, autistic people are discriminated against in society as a whole, but especially in the criminal justice system. They can face discrimination when their autism is not readily apparent or no help is offered, and where it is apparent, they are often treated differently or suspiciously. Autistic people without a learning disability are 9 times more likely to die by suicide than the rest of the population. This figure is considerably high and shows the lack of understanding and awareness of the needs of people with autism. On occasions when an autistic person comes to the attention of the police and other services, it is normally a result of their social and communication difficulties being misunderstood or because they have not been given appropriate support. Autistic people can become extremely distressed in situations that they do not understand or when they are surrounded by noise and confusion. And in such circumstances, their actions and behaviour can easily be misinterpreted and subsequent actions may escalate a situation. The criminal justice system needs to reform and adapt in order to meet its fundamental human rights obligation to treat people fairly and equitably. The National Autistic Society developed its autism accreditation scheme to work in prison settings. Accreditation covers autism understanding training for prison staff such as guards, but is also more widely helping make the prison environment more autism friendly. But accreditation should be extended to all prisons, all detention centres, all courts and all police stations, as well as the probation service. The duty must be on the prison and courts and their individual officers to ensure the fair treatment of those in contact with the criminal justice system. Individual officers could also be accredited. There should be a requirement for at least one key individual in central functions to be accredited. For example, duty sergeants or clerks of courts. Accreditation recognises good practice, which helps ensure that people on the autistic spectrum get the extra support needed to adjust to life in prison, extra support while they serve a sentence, or as they prepare for leaving prison. Without this support, autistic people may develop additional needs, such as mental health problems or risky behaviour, and rehabilitation will be harder. Greater awareness and support will be of benefit to autistic people, as well as prison staff, police officers and managers in that area of work. Expert opinion is clear that autism sufferers need special and sensitive treatment, especially in a stressful criminal justice environment. I certainly will.
I'm very grateful to my honourable friend and thank her for the way she's responding to the debate. And what she just said triggered off a thought that I had. This is a quote from Professional Standards Department of the Police Service commenting on the complaint that my constituents made. And it says as follows: "I've read this several times and they just don't get it, do they? They continue to maintain that their son should have been diverted prior to arrest. What utter rubbish." And if that is the continuing attitude within the police, does she agree that we've got a long way to go to get this right?
We certainly have got a long way to go. And what my honourable friend have said just epitomises what we all know, that we do need to look at autism as a special consideration. Because for many autistic people, in prison has meant the system has failed. Work must be done with probation services and with police forces to create a specification for autism accreditation in that setting. This will help prevent autistic adults from entering the criminal justice system in the first place, and it will certainly help with rehabilitation. More training and support must be given to initial responders to crime, those working with witnesses and victims. Initial contact with the police will often come at a time of heightened anxiety, so it is really important that the police know how to approach such a situation and how not to allow it to escalate. I certainly will.
I thank my honourable friend for giving way on that point. And would she agree with me that training for police officers in this situation would actually help them to prevent further either re-offending or also re-victimisation? And I think that's something which our colleagues in the police share with us, that aim of wanting to reduce re-offending and re-victimisation.
That's certainly the experience that I've had talking to police officers, that they would appreciate training to better understand the condition and the way that they deal with autistic offenders. This understanding is vital throughout the criminal justice system. So if we are to regard people with autism in a fair and equal way, we must look at how we provide for their needs. And I'm sure the Minister has listened to the very wise words of many colleagues today, and I'm sure he will offer us some hope that the government will look at this issue and treat it with some urgency.
Minister.